Hi everyone, my name is Bill Leith, a 6'3" black belt in Uechiryu karate. Today I'm going to discuss 5 tips to improve your body conditioning. Now, I'm not talking about athletic or sports conditioning that athletes use to prepare for competition. I'm instead referring to body and limb conditioning, also known as Kote-Kitae, that martial artists use to prepare their bodies for taking and throwing strikes while receiving minimum damage. That's not to say that athletic conditioning isn't important for martial artists. It's just not the primary topic of this video. Perhaps I'll talk about athletic conditioning for karate training in a future video. Leave a comment below if you're interested in seeing that. My first tip is to engage the muscles on the area of impact. This is something that as a new student took my body a long time to get accustomed to, but is an incredibly important reflex to learn. That is because when your muscles flex right before impact, they'll create a barrier that will protect your bones and organs. If you've ever taken a hard hit to the leg or stomach without tightening up first, you will have felt firsthand how crucial this tip is. To train this, get into a relaxed stance and place your hand on your thigh. When the muscle is loose or unengaged, you can easily feel how deep a strike can penetrate. Now drop your weight a bit and slightly lean into your forward leg. You'll feel how the engaged quadriceps create a condensed barrier around your leg. You can also feel this in your forearm by squeezing your hand and making a fist. To feel your lats harden and engage, set up in your stance, place your hand under one lat, drop your shoulder, and sink your elbow towards the ground. Doing this will engage the lats on the side of the body, and you'll feel them tighten and harden around the rib area here. To feel the muscles that you'll need to protect against a strike to the stomach, set yourself up on the ground in a plank position and feel the abdomen muscles that are engaged. Now stand up and work to engage those same muscles while in your Sanchen stance. I find pushing slightly outward on your abdomen helps engage those muscles and protect against a strike. With time and training, all these movements will become a reflex that you'll not have to actively think about when training. My second tip is to stay active in your stance. By that I mean, don't get into the habit of letting your body become too relaxed or static. We can get into this habit because although the person conditioning with you is striking you, they're not really fighting you or trying to hit you with the intent to cause long-term damage. Because of this, we can become overly comfortable with the routine of the movements, which can cause us quickly to lose the engagement in our stance. A large part of our conditioning is learning to strike and move under pressure and while being hit. You want to practice this by keeping your stance engaged and active as you condition. For instance, if you're a Uechiryu practitioner, you want to keep your elbows in front of your body in Sanchen and avoid dropping your guard when performing Kote-Kitae. Even if you're not moving your feet, you want to keep your legs and feet active in your stance and have them ready to move or shift at any point in the exercise. My next tip is to constantly communicate with your partner. Before you begin, make sure you and your partner are on the same page as to what you are trying to accomplish and what level of intensity you wish to train at. While you're doing that, make sure your partner has no injuries that you should be aware of, and do the same thing for your partner. Let them know if you have any injuries that they should avoid. Also, while conditioning, check for nonverbal cues in your partner's facial expression and body language that you might be striking too hard. Even if they might not be telling you outright, you might be giving your partner more than they can handle. And that being said, don't be afraid to tell your partner to lighten up if you need them to. Don't look at asking your partner to lighten up as weak. The vast majority of martial artists that I have trained with are looking out for their partner's best interests and don't want to hurt them or purposely give them more than they can handle. Remember, you don't want to let ego or pride be a part of your conditioning, as it can lead to injury and can get in the way of long-term training. Remember, conditioning isn't a competition to see who's the toughest. It's a way for karate students to help each other grow and accomplish more together. Body conditioning is a marathon, not a sprint. That's why my next tip is to listen to your body. In regard to conditioning, it's okay to go light for a class or two if you're recovering from an injury or if something doesn't feel right. Like I said before, know when to lighten up not only on your partner, but yourself as well. And don't let ego and pride be what drives your training. I remember as a brown belt finishing one of my classes with huge welts on my thighs because I was determined not to back down during leg conditioning with a much stronger partner. While the younger me felt good that I didn't back down from a challenge, the injury affected my training and everyday activities for the rest of the week, and in the end, didn't really benefit my training. So when conditioning, listen to your body and let your long-term goals be what drives your training. My last tip is to be creative with your conditioning, especially if you have a firm grasp on the basic conditioning routines of your style. Not only is throwing some creativity into your training fun, changing up routines and drills will allow you to explore new ways of striking and taking a hit while in motion. It will also provide an opportunity to see what parts of your training you might need improvement on by showing where your conditioning could be the weakest. And most importantly, it's a fun way to change up your training routine. I'll be explaining some alternatives for popular Uechiryu training exercises in a future video, so be on the lookout for that. That's all for my training tips today. I hope you found them beneficial, and thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe for future karate training tips and exercises, and until next time, get out there and train. See you soon.